we have. My goodness.
Yeah, I liked the start of yesterday. I thought it was a very good explication of everyone's opening position. Senator, you were attacked online yesterday. I'm not sure you saw this. Uh, People were conflating your support for the president's ban early in his tenure on immigration from Muslim majority countries that were specified. They conflated that with a religious test for office. Those are very different things. I just want to give you a chance to respond. Have you ever supported a religious test for office that would ban Muslim Americans from serving?
Oh, not at all. As a matter of fact, I have been very vocal in supporting the Uyghurs, which are the Muslim minority in China. And I have never supported a Muslim ban, and that is just ridiculous. I didn't see what you were referencing, but I have to tell you, I find that just really so interesting. Everybody knows that a religious test is something that is unconstitutional. It's also illegal, and they know that that is inappropriate. So you're going to see a good bit of this type back and forth and accusations because I thought it was so interesting yesterday. The Democrats continued to project their fears and concerns onto the American people and say, oh, Judge Barrett, they fear you. They're scared of you. They are terrified by this nomination. And I haven't talked to anyone who is terrified of this except the Democrats who do not want to have another constitutionalist, textualist, originalist on the Supreme Court. And I thought it was very appropriate that Judge Barrett mentioned her mentor, Justice Scalia. She also had a mentor who had hired her to be a professor who spoke in her favor. I think the Democrats are very concerned that the ABA rated her well qualified. And they know it's going to be difficult for them to block her.
That's why, Senator, I think online, and you're very busy, I doubt you see this, but I maintain vigilance about Article 6 because I wrote a book about it when Mitt Romney was running for president, and I just am so offended by religious tests. So there was an attempt to conflate many issues, to accuse Republicans of having a religious test with support for President Trump's campaign promise to ban immigrants from Muslim countries. And I just pointed out, conflating these issues, whatever you think of the former and the latter, they have nothing to do with each other. It's a completely either ridiculously stupid or exceptionally cynical thing to conflate completely different issue sets. Whatever you think about both of them, they've got nothing to do with each other.
Well, you're exactly right. They have nothing to do with one another. And this is how the Democrats are going to parse and pick little things that they think they can conflate. And then they're going to use that to diminish Amy Coney Barrett. But this is what the left does regularly to conservatives, and it is especially what they do with conservative women, because they have made an Olympic-sized sport of ridiculing, mocking, and diminishing conservative women. It is like they're obsessed with it.
Now, I do want to point out that is why you and Joni Ernst being on this committee is so crucial to the Republicans, so you can stand up and absolutely defend the perspective of conservatives from the perspective of also being a woman. I thought Judge Barrett's opening comments were extraordinarily effective, and I believe the Democrats are now afraid because this morning, Ruth Marcus, who's a good friend of mine, she is an editorial page deputy editor at the Washington Post. She's a liberal. I mean, she's very liberal. Ruth today wrote a column saying Amy Coney Barrett is not going to strike down the ACA. There are a lot of reasons to be afraid of her, but that's not one of them. I just thought it was silly that the Democrats invested all of their time yesterday in a story and in an argument that's very, one, complicated, and two, not true.
Well, you would have thought yesterday that, yes, they were fear-mongering. They were trying to create a panic because they know that she is going to be confirmed to the court. And secondly, they were trying to make it all about the ACA. Every single one of them, as I reviewed my notes yesterday, every single one of them went to the ACA in healthcare. She's not going to strike the ACA. She is not going to strike Roe v. Wade. I mean, all of these things that they're creating, this rushed fake panic about, are just not going to happen. And here is the thing, though, Hugh. It is not the ACA they're worried about. They're worried about having a court that is actually a constitutionalist court.
I agree with this,
court
Senator.
May block them from doing, taking away private health insurance from 178 million Americans. It may block them from implementing the Green New Deal and destroying your private property rights. It might block them from D.C. statehood, from abolishing the Electoral College. The list goes on, because what the Democrats want are activist judges who are going to create a quote-unquote super legislature so that they can say, well, the court said, so thereby we have to do X. And they can't win it at the ballot box. They can't win it at the legislative battle. So what are they going to do? Let's politicize the court and fill it with activists. And they do not want a constitutionalist court that calls balls and strikes.
Now, I believe Chairman Graham did a very good job with the hearing yesterday, and I think it helps that the room is not packed with crazy demonstrators who sneak in on tickets they've obtained under false pretenses. But I'm curious if you expect this to be done by Wednesday evening and a vote on Thursday, or will it take until next week, Senator Blackburn?
I think you're going to see us vote to hold her over on Thursday, and then on the 22nd, we will vote to send her to the floor, and on the 25th or 26th, we will hold her confirmation vote.
Do they have any ability to delay or obstruct the vote to hold her over, or to send the nomination to the floor?
They don't have, I think, anything that they can do that is going to severely delay it. Quite frankly, I do believe that some of their trial balloons that they sent up about having the adoptions of the children investigated, having the FBI investigate some of her writings, I think that was not met well. Obviously, it didn't focus group very well for them, and so they realized that they ought not to go there.
Now, I am cheered, Senator. I really am glad that yesterday I did not hear one Democrat. I want to be clear and give them credit. They have retreated from the religious test that they used during her confirmation hearing for judge. Senators Feinstein and Durbin and Hirono and Harris stayed away from the religious test that they have employed with her and other judges. I think they have also focus grouped that makes Americans really angry. Do you agree with my assessment that is not going to happen?
Hugh, I think you're exactly right on that. They have realized if they go there, the chairman can say Article 6 and read it back to them and can call them down and can strike that because they know they cannot go there. That is unconstitutional. It is illegal. They cannot do that. And Chairman Graham would be fully within his right to rule them out of order on such.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but I hope he does if they do. Senator Blackburn, always good to talk to you. Good luck today. It must be something of an ordeal to sit that long. I appreciate your time.
You're right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget, America, get out and vote. Job Creators Network is sponsoring